with their team and lose 3 straight to lose the NBA Finals. Yes, Cleveland played extremely well. They played hard. They played very consistent all 7 games. But Golden State really lost that series. It never should have come down to a Game 7. Now, that doesn't mean they should have won Game 5 if Draymond Green was there. It doesn't mean that the human element would have been any different that I talked about in previous shows. But that team was more talented all around than any team in the NBA this year. Now, did that get them anywhere? No, we've seen the comparison since the finals ended to the New England Patriots, who went best record in the regular season. We've seen the comparison to the Detroit Red Wings team that had the best record in the regular season and lost in the playoffs. We've seen the comparison to the Seattle Mariners team, who had the best regular season record and lost in the playoffs. The best regular season record gets you nowhere unless you win the championship. And that's why, unfortunately, to me, the Chicago Bulls 72-10 team is still going to have to be the number 1 season, the best team in the history of the NBA right now. Now, Golden State's going to go down as having the best regular season 73-9 record ever, which good for them. It's no consolation, but good for them. That is one heck of an achievement. I wish I could say some other words, but I'm not going to. This is a family show. Now, Cleveland at the same time, no matter how bad Golden State played, because they played bad, Cleveland still had to come out and play good to win, and they did. LeBron James, like I said, was going to get his numbers. He got that triple-double. He joined Jerry West. He joined James Worthy of having triple-doubles in the finals. I think one of 3 or 4 players. He joined Shaq as being players to score 40 points in back-to-back games in the NBA Finals. He won his 3rd trophy out of 7 appearances. Out of 6 straight appearances, he's won 3 of those. He won another Finals MVP. Now, people are asking, is he at the same level as Jordan? And I told you guys this before. I don't like comparing players from different eras because they don't play the same game. The rules evolve. The players evolve. It's different. If LeBron James played back when Jordan played, it would have been a different story. He's a physical guy, but that was a physical game back then. Could he have played the same style that he does now? No, he wouldn't. He would have been a different player. He doesn't have the pure scoring ability that Jordan did to be able to avoid that contact and still be able to score. LeBron James is more of a physical guy. Sure, he's one of the most athletic freaks I have ever witnessed, but a different player. Now, Jordan in today's game, you would see him being a selfish player, more so than he ever was before he had a team around him. Why? Because it's a scorer's game now. And he's the type of competitor that he's going to want those points. You would have seen Jordan in today's game put up a 70, 80-point game like Kobe did. Different rules, different times. You can't compare apples to oranges. Or in this case, green apples to red apples. It's a different generation. In this generation, LeBron's legacy, the legacy that he's building, it's undeniable. Now, I'm not going to go as far as Jim Brown went and say that he deserves a statue in the city of Cleveland because this is a championship that was brought there after the city being in their 50-plus year drought. But he is one of the all-time greats at this point. You can argue it however you want. You can slot him wherever you want. But it is undeniable that he is one of the all-time greats. And guys like Skip Bayless who want to dog him, that's their job. That's how they keep the conversation going. We need guys like Skip Bayless. It's, his final days at ESPN are over. He's moving on to Fox Sports. But we need guys like that. We need guys like that to go ahead and share their opinion, right, wrong, or, playing devil's advocate, to get people to think, not just accept what's being given to them. To be able to read between the lines and go, okay, that's what they're saying, but here's maybe what they mean. Like today, LeBron announced he's staying in Cleveland. He has no plans as of yet to go anywhere. He plans to resign. That doesn't mean I've resigned. The deal is done. That's good talk. That's good banter. That's how you keep the fans on your side. That's how you keep those bandwagon people on your side. The people who last time he left town were burning his jerseys. Sure, nobody liked the way he left town with the TV show and everything, but that was every bit his right to go ahead and get paid to do what he wants to do. And if somebody's going to pay somebody else a certain amount, well, good for them. If somebody wants to pay me that amount to do this, I'm going to take it. You guys would take it too. If somebody paid you to do your job, some astronomical amount, you wouldn't say, no, I think that's too much, you should pay me less. You'd be very excited, you'd go home, you'd tell your loved ones, and you'd enjoy the perks and the benefits that came with it. So, again, LeBron could go ahead and opt out. He has that option. Where would he go? Various people have been putting rumors out on that. I don't think one of the places rumored, the Lakers, makes any sense. Sure, they have Randall and Russell, but those are young guys. You're looking at LeBron James, he maybe have, 5, 6 years left? He's going to want to win some more rings, not start with a young team that might have a chance to get one in 2 or 3 seasons. So I don't see LA as an option. Now, Cleveland doesn't have any money to spend. They can't bring in somebody else. They could try and trade somebody and maybe work a deal somehow, but they can't bring anybody in. So he's either going to be content with what they got going on in Cleveland. Maybe there's a Kevin Love trade like we've heard rumored and talked about now that could somehow bring somebody else in that fits that team a little better. But I don't see it. I could see Miami. Wade could maybe somehow end up in Cleveland, but he's going to split time with Kyrie. I don't really see that. New York was an option, but now they got Derrick Rose, so that doesn't really make sense. The Clippers, okay, maybe a sign and trade. I've heard talked about Blake Griffin going to Cleveland, and then that would give them another superstar in the mix there. That would be a huge deal. I mean, then look, now LeBron, you get to play with your buddy Chris Paul. That would be very interesting to me. I would love to see that happen. So, we'll see how the offseason turns out for the NBA. Just like with the NFL, it's going to be very exciting. One thing that's going to be very exciting to some people is this year's ESPN The Body issue. And I'm only talking about this because of the big man. The big man on everybody's mind. What's he going to look like? Vince Wilfork. Now, they're saying he comes in at 325. Hey, if Vince is 325, I'm 200. We'll go with it. We'll go with whatever scale he's using because I like the way that scale looks. I'm proud of Vince. He's out there and he's making sure that body shamers, for men or women, take notice. That he's comfortable at that size. That other people should just get over it and stop being so hung up on such trivial things and get to know people. And not just make decisions on what you see. I love it. I love that the big man's going to be in the magazine. I'm definitely going to check it out. Other NFL players that are going to be in there with him, we got Von Miller and Antonio Bryant. These two, they're just doing the off-season circuit together, apparently. So, everybody check that out. Give the boys some love. Give the girls soccer players some love. The skiers, the golfers, give them all some love. I'm proud of what they're trying to do with the body issue. I think it's a cool thing. What's not cool, though, is what's going on with the Olympics right now. The athletes that are backing out. I don't know if you guys read it on Yahoo Sports today, but Jackie Bamberger put out an article, Top Athletes Skipping the Rio Olympics. And, I just went through the list. It's not that long of a list. You guys should definitely check it out. And I just picked out the names that stuck out to me. Rory McIlroy, Vijay Singh, broadcaster Savannah Guthrie, she's not going. The list of basketball players is just continuing to grow. LaMarcus Aldridge, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Marc Gasol, Blake Griffin, James Harden, Chris Paul, Kristaps Porzingis, John Wall, Russell Westbrook. Now, these aren't all players for Team USA. some of these players would play for other countries, especially like Porzingis. He would not play for us. Gasol wouldn't be playing for us. Some of these guys are injured, so they have a reason. They have to rehab. But a lot of these guys are pulling out because of this Zika virus, of the not knowing, the not wanting to get sick, the not wanting to take family down there and have their Olympic experience ruined by this. Now, I don't know what the answer is to help fix this for anybody. I mean, to be honest, that if I was the Olympics, I would consider canceling. It's going to be tough. We're going to see more athletes backing out at this point. So we'll have to see how it ends up going for the Olympics this year and what kind of talent ends up going down there and taking the risk. At this point in the show, it's time. Let's get real. Everybody out there knows I'm a Lions fan. Everybody knows out there I've been saying for weeks and weeks as I've progressed through the show that I'm going to try and keep it real with y'all. And I think I've talked about this topic before, but I'm going to bring it up again right now because it gets me the wrong way. Linebacker Stephen Tulloch of the Detroit Lions. Well, technically of the Detroit Lions. For months now, this man has been in limbo because my team has left him out there wondering what's going to happen with his career. He's a 31-year-old linebacker who's great on run defense, not that good on pass defense. He doesn't know where he's going to play. They're taking away his ability to find a team. That is not how you do somebody right in any way of life. If you're not going to use him, if you're telling him you're going to cut him, go ahead and cut him. Don't take away his ability to provide for himself. Now, sure, he should have money saved up. He's made plenty. If he's invested right and not just spent crazy, he should be fine looking for another job. That's not the point. That's just not how you treat people. You don't leave them out there wondering what's going on, telling them one thing and not doing another. You don't do that. Now, there might be a light at the end of this tunnel for Stephen Tulloch. Connor Miles of Cover 32 put out an article today that I read while I was scrolling through Bleacher Report that the Eagles should pursue Lions linebacker Stephen Tulloch. Now, there's some good reasons for that. The Eagles don't have any depth at linebacker. They don't have any veteran help, especially at the middle linebacker position. So even if he doesn't start, there's a team that he can fit in with. Why can he fit in? Because his old coach, Jim Schwartz, is now the defensive coordinator there. He's now working in Philadelphia. Jim Schwartz signed him on in 2011 to Detroit. After that, under Jim Schwartz, he had 3 straight seasons of 110-plus tackles. That's a great fit, okay? Also, the Eagles pursued him back then when Jim Schwartz was able to get him to sign in Detroit. So it fits. I hope for Stephen Tulloch's sake, for the Lions' sake, that he is able to go and find another team when and if they do cut him. I don't know what they're doing. They paid him a roster bonus of $500,000, and they continue to tell him to stay away from team activities. So at this point, let the man go. Let him go find a new team. Move on. You don't want him. Okay? Let's be real. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on this beautiful Wednesday night. I appreciate and love all of my listeners. Until next time, everybody, let's be real.